Coming up on Hawk TV News, a motorcycle fire in Norfolk, an update on the Michigan State shooting, and an update on Hawk Sports. All this more still to come on this edition of Hawk TV News. Welcome to this very special edition of on Valentine's Day for local and state news. I'm Alex Caston. Norfolk Fire and Rescue was called to a motorcycle fire inside a garage. According to Scott Busnell, who is the captain of Norfolk Fire and Rescue, units saw moderate smoke coming from the garage behind the house on South 18th Street yesterday. Initial crews found a motorcycle on fire inside a garage. It took approximately 18 firefighters and 3 rigs and about 10 minutes to control the fire and another 20 minutes to overhaul the structure. The cause of the fire was accidental. The occupant of the property was working on the motorcycle when gas was spilled too close to a heater. He was able to escape without injury. The property sustained minimum damage, but the motorcycle was a total loss. The Norfolk Police Division, Nebraska Public Power District, and Black Hills Energy assisted Norfolk Fire and Rescue. No firefighters or civilians were injured during the accident. A 16-year-old accused of killing a 62-year-old man in Omaha will go to trial as an adult for murder. Joshua Heyman Jr. appeared in Douglas County Court this morning when a judge bound his case over to district court. Heyman is accused of beating Daniel Price to death with a baseball bat after his car broke down outside Price's home near 838th and Hamilton back in October. He's charged with first-degree murder. The second of 2 brothers convicted of being involved in a man's murder on Westwoods Mall in Omaha is sentenced to prison. Brendan Willroyd Jones was sentenced this week to up to 4 years behind bars. His brother Makai Willroyd Jones is accused of shooting and killing Turquoise Swift in 2021 and has been sentenced to 60 to 90 years in prison. Brendan is accused of driving his brother from the mall after the shooting. Members of the Northeast Community College livestock judging team took top honors in 2 competitions at the 126th Annual Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo recently. Individually, Northeast Carrie Shaney of Norfolk placed first in horse judging at the Junior College Division and team judging in the Junior College Division. Northeast's Andrew Cohen, Morgan Earl, and Alex Hines, Haley Madura, and Carrie Shaney placed first in horse judging and 6th in cattle judging, swine judging, sheep, and goat judging, and overall. Northeast Live judging team will be competing closer to be home in the upcoming weeks. Northeast Livestock's next event is the Nebraska Cattlemen's Classic judging contest in Kearney this Saturday. The precision agriculture trainer at Northeast Community College has been selected to serve on a committee affiliated with the State Farm Advocacy Organization. Courtney Nelson has joined more than 200 young farmers, ranchers, and agribusiness professionals from across the state in Kearney recently to gain valuable insights into agriculture trends, career opportunities, and knowledge on leading issues facing young farmers and ranchers in Nebraska, all while building a strong network of lifelong allies needed to thrive in agriculture. Nelson is one of 16 members on the 2023 committee. She represents the Northeast region of the state in her role as precision agriculture trainer at Northeast. For more information on Nebraska Farm Bureau's YF and R committee, visit nefb.org. Nebraska's favorite Valentine candy is Cupid corn, the Valentine's Day version of candy corn. CandyStore.com says it uses 15 years of online bulk candy sales data to determine the most popular Valentine's Day candy in each state. Rounding out the top 3 in Nebraska are heart-shaped boxes of chocolate and chocolate hearts. Coming up on Hawk TV News, Keely is in with your Valentine's Day forecast, an update on the Michigan State shooting, and President Biden's domestic agenda is working. You're watching Hawk TV News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The nicotine in e-cigarettes is addictive and can harm brain development. That's why I worry about teens who try e-cigarettes. Many young people use pod-based e-cigarettes like Juul, which have high levels of nicotine. And because teens' brains are still developing, they can quickly become addicted. The tobacco industry uses fruit and candy flavors to attract young people, often turning them into lifelong users. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you.
I'm a licensed practical nurse. I work in rehab, long-term care, and assisted living facilities. When I look at my residents, I see my mom, my dad, and I'm giving the respect and the care I would want. We are protectors of our residents. Their safety, their health, and happiness are three things that we're working on 24/7. We've taken an oath to do that, but it's in our hearts to do that.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Hello everyone, my name is Keely Peck and I am here with today's weather and national news. Tonight the weather will be 21 degrees and rainy with some snow. Tomorrow, say goodbye to the nice weather we had because it will be a high of 23 degrees and a low of 13 degrees with clouds around us all day. Thursday plans to be a bit better with a high of 30 degrees and a low of 13 degrees with it being partially cloudy all day. Currently at our studio it is 42 degrees and raining. For weather anytime, go to khwkhawktv.com or tune in to 1017 The Nest for Northeast News Monday through Friday. Officials at State University are identifying 3 victims who were shot and killed last night on campus, and all were from the Detroit area. Brian Fraser of Grosse Pointe, just east of Detroit, was a sophomore and was working at the Union when the gunman opened fire. The second victim was Alexandria Werner from Clawson, north of Detroit, and she was a junior at the university. The third victim's name hasn't been publicly released. However, Grosse Pointe Public Schools Superintendent John Dean released a statement saying the victim was a female from Grosse Pointe. He says both Fraser and the female victim graduated from the district in 2021. Governor Ron DeSantis is reaffirming his vow to reform Florida's capital sentencing process. The governor made today's declaration exactly 5 years after the deadly mass shooting at a school in Parkland. He criticized the ruling last year to sentence the convicted shooter to life in prison. He went on to say the state is working on a way to remove the required unanimous vote for the death penalty. Flags across Florida are at half-staff in memory of the 17 victims who lost their lives at Marjory Stoneman Douglas in 2018. Top military officials are vowing to back Ukraine for as long as it takes as the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion approaches. Speaking to reporters in Brussels, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said Russia has inflicted a year of tragedy and terror on neighboring Ukraine. He said he deeply admires the resilience of the Ukrainian people and their determination to defend their sovereignty and freedom. Austin met with NATO allies to discuss sending additional weapons and equipment to Ukraine as Russian forces are pushing for an offensive in the spring. President Biden is making the case that his domestic agenda is working. While addressing a gathering of county officials from around the country, Biden laid out how his legislation benefits local communities and is bringing down costs for Americans. He said his administration has made economic progress as inflation is trending downward and unemployment remains low. Biden also took aim at Republicans continuing his claims that some in the grand old party want to cut Social Security and Medicare. Fast food giant Subway is up for sale. Company shareholders hired J.P. Morgan to help get the ball rolling on the potential sale. The Wall Street Journal valued the restaurant brand at more than $10 billion last month. No price has yet been announced. However, if the number is accurate, that would be one of the biggest deals in the industry since Dunkin' sold for over $11 billion in 2020. Coming up, Jordan is up next with our sports news. How are the Hawks wrapping up their basketball season? How did the 57th Super Bowl turn out? Find out this and more after the break.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Yes, I'm a smoker. And yes, I'm aware I should quit. I get pressure from everyone I love, and everything around me.
Smoking is really, really bad for you.
Yet sometimes that pressure alone is enough to make me want to light up.
At 1-800-QUIT-NOW, we get it. With free coaching services and nicotine gum, patches, or lozenges, we're here for you. No lectures, no judgment. Call us at 1-800-QUIT-NOW today.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Welcome to Sports Focus. I'm Jordan Stevens. The Northeast Community College baseball team spent the weekend in Ola, Kansas for a 4-game set with Allen County Community College. The Hawks took 3 of the 4 games and are off to a 6-2 start for the season. The Hawks cruised to a 5-0 victory in Game 1 to get the series started off on the right track. Game 2 was the only showdown in the series that the Hawks dropped as they were shut down 5-0. The Hawks started Sunday with a bang as they topped the Red Devils 9-0. The Hawks will next travel to Newton, Kansas on Saturday, February 18th to take on Neosho County Community College. The Northeast Community College men's basketball team traveled to Creston, Iowa Saturday to face off against Southwestern Community College. Spartans got the better of the Hawks in the showdown by a final score of 68-55. The Hawks scored an 11-point victory when these two teams duked it out back on January 23rd, but did not fare the same luck in this game. Northeast was led to scoring by Emmanuel Alexandre and Chaz Cullum, who both tallied 11 points respectively. Amir Perkins led the game in rebounding as he grabbed eight boards on the afternoon. The Hawks will face Iowa Lakes tomorrow night. The game will start at 7:30 p.m. and it is also employee recognition that evening at Northeast. The Northeast Community College women's basketball team was back to playing at the Cox Activity Center in Norfolk Friday night as they hosted Midland University JV in a non-conference showdown. The Hawks were able to grab their second victory in a row by a final score of 79-58. The Hawks downed Midland University JV 93-47 when these two teams lined up for the first time in this season. And Northeast was able to repeat the result again in this matchup. The Hawks were led by Alexis Bliven, whose 17 points were the most she tallied to this point in the season. Stevie Fallis had 15 points of her own, as the Northeast will now focus on the remaining 4 conference games on their schedule. The Hawks are at home tomorrow night against Iowa Lakes. Game time is at 5:30 p.m. The Philadelphia Eagles have now lost both of their coordinators following their defeat at the Super Bowl. This is after the Indianapolis Colts hired Shane Steichen as their next head coach. He most recently served as the Eagles' offensive coordinator. Hours later, the Arizona Cardinals announced that Jonathan Gannon will be their next head coach. Gannon helped the Eagles have one of the best defenses in the league in this past season. on their way to the Super Bowl. A Kansas City Chiefs flag is flying in the office of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. It's one of a few wagers settled by the governor following the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. Shapiro also placed a bet with the governor of Kansas, Laura Kelly. She is set to receive some cheesesteak and Philadelphia soft pretzels soon. Coming up on Hawk TV News, Keely is in with your entertainment. She will talk about Rihanna's halftime show, some interesting Marvel news, and some do's and don'ts to Valentine's Day.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
I have a voice and the freedom to express it.
I have my faith as a freedom of religion.
I find the truth and have the freedom to share it.
I have a cause and the freedom to peacefully assemble.
I have a concern and the freedom to petition my government.
Think first. Know your 5 freedoms of the First Amendment. Go to thinkfirstamendment.org to learn more.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me it's likely that everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, he took one pill too many that ultimately killed him.
There's nothing in the way. There's nothing left to say. There's just a perfect day for us to use. Why don't we wait here? I just wanna stay here now.
Hello, my name is Keely Peck, and I am back with our entertainment news. Rihanna performed at this year's Super Bowl and is the second most watched halftime show in Super Bowl history. It totaled 118 million people watching the show, with the all-time leader being Katy Perry's 2015 halftime show performance, which had 121 million people watching the show, which got more views than the game itself. The College Community Concert Band Percussion Ensemble and Concert Choir will take the stage this Sunday, February 19th at 2 p.m. The choir will be directed by Margaret Schultz, music instructor, with Linda Bolid as accompanist. The College Community Concert Band will be led by Kevin McLouth, instrumental music instructor and director of instrumental activities at Northeast. The concert will take place at the Lifelong Learning Center at the Northeast Community College's Norfolk campus. The event is free and open to the public. The Northeast Mass Media Broadcasting Program will live stream the concert at team1sports.com/northeastcc/. It may also be viewed on demand following the performance. Big Bang Boom is proud to announce that their feature-length documentary film, Behind the Boom, is an official selection for the 2023 Omaha Film Festival. The film will be one of 11 documentaries featured during the festival's 18th annual event, March 7th through the 12th. This is the first time the documentary will have a public sharing. Let's take a look at the trailer for this film.
I was told one time by a director at Fireworks by Grucci that Norfolk had the largest per capita fireworks display in the nation. And that says quite a bit for a town the size of Norfolk.
When you're doing a show for this many people, things have to operate perfectly. We're expected to do things right. There's no room for mistakes. All the testing, everything that we've done up to this point has got to work. I'm about to push that button and put on a world-class show for 30,000 people. Here we go, it's showtime.
Boomfest is back at Skyview Lake in Norfolk.
This year's fireworks show will consist of effects that spans 600 feet across. And the entire fireworks show consists of around 800 cues.
You can precisely decide what shell is going to go in the sky at a particular time, where, and what effect it's going to have.
To have this show and to provide this level of entertainment for our town, it amazes me.
There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people listening, watching, waiting. You don't want to be the one to disappoint them.
This is the hottest finale we've ever had. Make sure we've got each other's back. Keep your distance. You know, when the big ones go off and you get that pounding in your chest.
To me, there's nothing more patriotic than the display of fireworks on the 4th of July.
5, 4, 3, 2.
That is why we celebrate Big Bang Boom and the independence of America.
Fire.
When you feel this energy from all the people sitting around and packed in tight, it just gives you this overwhelming feeling of what we've done all week is coming to a climation of this is going to be amazing.
It is marking the birth of our nation. That's the true meaning behind what we do at Skyview.
We get the opportunity to blow stuff up on the 4th of July for the right reason. It doesn't get any better than that.
The film was directed and produced by Northeast Nebraska native Brittany Therese Dawson. Dawson now lives in Miami, Florida, where she is the executive producer for Emerald Design Bar, a multimedia studio specializing in content strategy and audiovisual creative storytelling for brands. The public is invited to participate in the festival at the Ak-Sar-Ben Cinema in Omaha, Nebraska. The film will be shown on Sunday, March 12th at 2:30 p.m. Tickets can be purchased online at omahafilmfestival.org. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige says his writers have an idea for Spider-Man 4, and they're just starting to put pen to paper. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, Feige spoke about his studio's upcoming slate and said Deadpool 3 will be the MCU's first R-rated film. The producer said filming for the new film Blade will start within the next 10 weeks or so, and added he's very excited to add Harrison Ford to the story as Thaddeus Ross in Captain America: New World Order. Feige compared the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels, to the first Avengers film and said fans will love seeing Monica, Kamala, and Carol team up in the film that releases in July. Marvel's next project, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, comes out in theaters this Friday. Valentine's Day has been celebrated since the 14th century. Along the years, there have been many successes to the holiday, but also some major failures. Here's some things you should do and what you should avoid entirely when celebrating this loving holiday. Don't buy gift vouchers. People like gifts that show you have show that you have put some thought into them and that you know what they would like. Unless they ask for a gift voucher, never ever get them one. Do whatever you feel comfortable doing this holiday. Whether it's you or you and your significant other, don't feel forced to do something like going on a formal date. For some, a dream night for this day is putting their feet up and watching movies. This is just one of the many do's and don'ts when it comes to Valentine's Day, but this is the most important. No matter if you're single, in a relationship, or having complications, Valentine's Day can be defined based on how you choose to celebrate it. That's all for this week's edition of Hawk TV News. Don't forget, tomorrow in Hawks Point from 11 to 1, you can write love on your arms to show support and receive resources and information. And don't forget to stop by the upper level of Union 73 next Monday for a body positivity spa day as part of the Student Health and Counseling Unlocked program. Also, a shout out to Northeast Student Activity Center for gifting us with this new friend. Thank you guys and gals. Also be sure to check in to 1017 The Nest for news Monday through Friday. Have a great Valentine's Day, everyone.